The final concept that we need to learn about in this chapter is called depreciation. Depreciation is just a fancy word for when something goes down in value. So usually, things that get used or electronics are things that depreciate or go down in value over time. Think if you've ever tried to sell your old phone. You can never sell it for the same amount that you bought it for because it depreciates in value over time. If you try to sell most technology items, TVs, laptops, any type of computer really, they depreciate in value because they're not worth as much 3 or 4 years later. Same thing with cars and machinery. Because they go down in value. So today we're going to use a formula to help us work out how much something is worth if it has been going down or depreciating in value. This formula is a bit simpler to the last one that we learned, but it is still similar, just easier to use, that's all. So copy down this formula, please. This is the formula for depreciation. See the similarities, but note this time there's a minus in between. That's 1 minus in the brackets. That's because items are going down or decreasing in value. So there's not a plus there anymore. I think you could probably guess what every single one of those letters stands for because we've seen them all before. So please write them down. Write what each letter stands for and then we'll see if it's correct. All right, this is what it should look like. A stands for not just amount, make sure you've written final amount. Or in brackets, you could even write depreciated value, meaning how much it's worth after it has gone down or depreciated in value. P, remember, if you forget what principal means, it doesn't hurt to just write starting amount in brackets next to it as well. The rate of depreciation, if you wrote interest rate, that's wrong this time, okay? So, tricked you a little bit because I guess we're so used to R meaning interest rate, but we're not talking about interest this time. This time we're talking about something going down in value. So please make sure you've written that R stands for rate of depreciation. Either way though, it's still the percentage. So just look for the percent in the question. T still stands for time in years. Okay, let's try this first question. That laptop that you wanted to buy, the one to get you through VCE, you've decided to buy the fanciest, highest end model that you can. You bought it for $3,400. With a bit of research, you have found out that it depreciates by 18% per year. That means every year that laptop is going to go down in value by 18%. I want to know how much it's worth after 4 years. So start by writing P, R and T. Tell me what each number those letters will represent. And we'll see if we've done it correct. Okay, here we are. It started at $3,400. It's going down by 18% per year and it's for 4 years. Next thing, swap those letters in the formula for these numbers and we'll see if it looks the same as mine. If you've done it correctly, it will look like that. I think my fraction's a bit wobbly. The minus just is meant to be in the middle. Anyway, type it in the calculator and whatever answer it gives you, that will tell you how much your laptop is worth after the 4 years. So the calculator spits out this answer here, $1,537.21. That's what your laptop is now worth. Remember, worded questions, we always want to give a worded answer. So the best thing to do with that number is to put a sentence underneath, and if you can, I want you to do it now, saying what that means. So that means that the laptop is worth $1,537.21 after 4 years. That's called stating your answer, and it shows that you knew what you were doing and you weren't just blindly writing down whatever the calculator says. Let's try one more question. Change of plans. You've quit school, you've had enough, you've decided, I've found my passion, I want to become a farmer. So you do, you leave, you move to the country and you become a farmer. You even buy your first tractor. You need a tractor for your farm, you spend $120,000 on this tractor. The problem is, like any machinery, it is going to go down in value over time. You've found out that it will depreciate by 11% per year. There are 2 things that I want to find out now. First of all, I want to know how much the tractor will be worth after 3 years, and I want to know how much it has depreciated by after the 3 years. So see how they are 2 different questions. I want to know how much it's worth after 3 years, but I also want to know how much the price is reduced by over that time. So let's start by writing out what P, R and T stand for. Then we'll put them into our formula. Here's where the information fits in. Started at 120k. It reduces or depreciates by 11% per year. So that's our rate of depreciation. And these questions we're asking you, find its value after 3 years and how much has it reduced in value by after 3 years. So we're only interested in a time frame of 3. All right, swap those numbers into your formula. Before we work out what the questions are asking, let's get the numbers into our formula. That's what our formula should look like if we put the numbers in the right spots. And here are the 2 questions that it's asking. Find its value after 3 years. That is, find the amount that it is worth after 3 years. Then tell me how much it depreciated by. See if you can work out the answer to question 1. The answer to question 1 can be found by just using the formula. So whatever you typed in the calculator, whatever answer it gave you, that's how much the tractor is worth after the 3 years. So for part 2, how much did it depreciate by? Well, have a look at what it started being worth and have a look what it's worth now. See if that can help you find the answer. Again, always 2 decimal places because we're talking about money. It started at 120,000, it is now worth 84,500. That means it reduced or depreciated by $35,403.72. All right, let's try some questions.